Congrats on this movie. I think it's so delightful. I think it's going to be a mainstay in the holiday season over the years. Gil, I'll start with you because you have somewhat of a kind of horror Halloweenish background. What was it like to step into the Christmassy world of A Boy Called Christmas?
There's nothing scarier than Christmas, Ash, and it was a pure love of character and story that brought me to this. Honestly, like I had a weird relationship with Christmas because I was born in London, but we left here when I was 3, and then we moved to like Tel Aviv, and my parents brought the idea of Santa Claus over with us. So I felt like that was actually a part of my identity, and I sort of kept that part of me hidden away until I read Matt Haig's book, and it brought all of these feelings coming back. It was like the joy and awe and a little bit of fear of the night before Christmas, of thinking that someone was going to come and leave something for me in my room. It just gave such a mystique to the person who would actually enter your home and what made them tick. So all of that sort of came rushing to the front when I read the book. And then as I started to think about Nikolas and his adventure, it became overwhelming. I had to make the movie.
Yeah, I mean, between Ghostbusters and A Boy Called Christmas, which holiday are you dominating next?
I mean, you watch this space. What do we have left? St. Patrick's Day is not safe for me.
Henry, you are absolutely fantastic in this movie.
Thank you.
What does it mean for you to just be part of this kind of all new sort of original Christmas movie?
Yeah, it's really special. Obviously, massive opportunity for me. Like my first ever role, I guess, whatsoever as an actor, other than about 2 seconds in a TV show a couple of years ago. And to be working with a cast who I grew up watching for years in Harry Potter and other massive films, yeah, it's incredible and really special. And obviously to be playing a character who is at the center of such a special and such an original story, which hopefully will stick with people and become a classic for many years. Maybe not see my face every single year for the next 40 years, but yeah, that, you know, a story that people can really connect with, and to be the center of that, I think is really special.
Well, I have to say, like, watching Henry work, he's such a naturalistic performer, and one of the reasons that I knew he was the right person to bring Nikolas to life is that there's a sort of disarming naturalness to him, and it actually is sort of one of my secret weapons in conjuring any sense of magic in this film, is that there is somebody at the center of it who plays it all 100% real. And I have to say that a huge part of the emotional underpinnings of this film is the tenderness, but also the complexity of his relationship with his on-screen father, played by Michiel. And that dynamic, watching them work together, was just a real joy.
Yeah, Michiel, for you, just, you know, I was reading this quote from Matt Haig where he said he wrote the book as a way to cheer himself up, which I thought was lovely. What was, you know, the most cheery part of working on this film for you on set?
Well, I thought our shoot started extremely exciting. We started shooting in the high mountains of Slovakia. I thought, you know, that was spectacular. And I feel like whenever we're doing stuff like that, running through the snow, running away from a bear, I felt like the work was all being done for me, you know. What is more challenging is that there's also moments in the film that we had to recreate on a green screen. And that, in those moments, as an actor, Henry and I had to work a lot harder, you know, because nothing is being done for us. We're just hanging on ropes against green background. What was fantastic working on this project is that we always felt like Gil really knew what he was going to do, what he was doing, and has such an infectious imagination. So maybe if I have to name one thing, maybe that was it. Working with Gil and feeling his sense of imagination and knowing, like, okay, I know that somebody is now telling me that as I'm telling this story, it's going to be animated on the wall, and it's very hard for me to imagine, but I can tell that he knows.
That's incredibly kind of you, Michiel. And I have to say that, you know, when you're telling story on an industrial scale, when you have hundreds of people coming together, really what is happening, this is an experiment of trust. everyone is hoping and trusting that we're telling the same story that's pointing in the same direction. And so the gift of trust in the part of a performer or a camera operator or even a background player in a scene, all of that comes together to determine whether you make something that can then connect with an audience. So it means a lot to hear that.